Shalom. Before I get started, I'm going to start by saying Call Halayim on Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect out there laboring on and believing in the name of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kwadash. To USA Shalom. This is the brother Amawan from the GMS Charlotte camp coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kwadash. And this lesson I'm entitled The Issues of Death Belong to the Most High. Alright? Because when you come to the understanding of these scriptures, you see that death is not something that you control. Death is not something Satan controls on his own. Alright? Life and death is in the hand of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Alright? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah issues the judgment of death. Alright? Now in the world, you are given all these misconceptions on on what death is, but at the end of the day, when you, like I said, you get the understanding of the Lord, you understand that death comes from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So I'm going to begin here and just get a few scriptures to touch on this point. So this is Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Right. This is Yahweh speaking. All right. So he says that there is no other God with him. All right. So that cancels out, all these other deities that belong to these other religions. Buddha, Allah, on down the line. All right. Yahweh is the one and only God, man. That's why he's known as the Most High, man. He's the God of all gods, man. All right. It says, I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Right. So the powers of life and death belong to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. All right. The Lord is the one that determines if somebody lives or somebody dies, man. But once the issue of death gets sent out, all right, there's nobody that can deliver you out of the Lord's hand, because once that judgment gets issued out, man, all right, it's going to happen, okay? And there's nothing that nobody can do. All right, it's not like those movies like Final Destination, where these people can go and cheat death, cheat their way out of death. No, man. Once the Lord sanctions your spirit to come back to the spirit world, that's it, man. There's nothing you can do about it, man. All right. Because the Lord is the one that commands that, man. He's the one that can call your spirit back, man. All right? And the further proof of that, Deuteronomy chapter 68, Psalms chapter 68 and verse 20. He that is our power is the power of salvation. And unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, the Lord, belong the issues from death. Okay? The Lord is the one that ordains death, man. All right. So when you're seeing these horrific things happen to people, it is the Most High that ordained that, man. All right. He's the one that controls, in certain situations where you see somebody, when you get a good example of that, you see that pile up that happened on the highway down in Texas, man. All right. The Lord is the one that commanded that to happen, man. All right. But also when you see, different instances happen where you would think, can nobody make it out of there alive? And the person, through a miracle, ends up surviving. That was the Lord, because the Lord is the one that determines the time when your spirit returns unto the spiritual world, man. But if it's not your time, the Lord can he can keep your spirit in this earth, and deliver you out of that situation, man. And a good example of that was there was a video Apostle Gobar did, some years ago, where he went into, during the 9/11, when the Twin Towers collapsed. There was a woman that got caught in the wreckage, man, and she was in that stubble for over 24 hours, man. But the Lord, had her survive that, to pretty much give a testimony, of what she's seen, because it's pretty much what the Lord ended up doing, man. He sent an angel to be there with her and pretty much get her through that time and to help her out, man. So that's proof to show you that the Most High can, he can save you from certain death, or he can, just call your spirit back whenever, he feels it's time for you to go, man. All right. So when it comes to, this life, you got people out here afraid, of death to the point where they think that, a man has a power over your life, which that man mainly being the so-called white man who is Esau, Edom of the scriptures. These people fear him off of the sole purpose of because they don't understand, who issues out the power of life and death, man. All right. Now the Lord is going to use Esau to bring forth, a lot of death, because Esau is known as the sword of the Most High according to Psalms 17 and 13. But nonetheless, all right, you should fear the Most High more than you should fear any other man, especially Esau, man, because the Most High is the one that issues out that judgment or not, man. All right. This is Luke 12 and 4. And I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. All right. But I will forewarn you whom you shall fear. Fear him which after he have killed have power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him. That's talking about Yahweh. All right, because this is Yahweh Shah speaking. He told you to fear the one. Don't fear the one that can kill you. And after you're dead, he can do no more to you. All right, because once Esau, he kills you and your spirit leaves this flesh, he has no more that he can do to you. But you're supposed to fear the one that after you are dead, he has power to cast you into hell, man. Which we know there's no physical hell, but the Most High has the power, all right, to to torment you, man. And the ultimate torment is gonna come when these thermonuclear missiles touch down in America, and that lake of fire is all over this land, and whoever's spirit gets caught up in those flames, all right, you're gonna burn, man. All right, your spirit is gonna burn in that fire. That's a good example of that, man. So who should you fear more? The Most High, who has power over your body and your soul, or just Esau, who just has the power to kill you one time, man? All right. So that right there shows you the power differential, man. All right. But at the end of the day, man, you should fear the Most High because, like I said, man, he has the one. He's the one that has the power to torment you, man. All right. Because the Most High has many titles, and one of them being, Al-Shaja, which means demon-like power. All right. But the Lord is also known as the King of Terrors as well. This is Job 18 and 14. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the King of Terrors. All right. And that King of Terrors is talking about Yahweh. All right. Because Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, he has the knowledge of things that you don't even realize that you're afraid of, man. So the Lord can put you through pure hell, and he will put the 2/3 through pure hell in the time of judgment, man. So you should be afraid more of the Most High, man, because he has the knowledge of things that you don't even know you're afraid of, man. All right. So the Lord, pretty much can have anything happen to you, man. That's where that true fear, resides in, man, because you don't know what judgment the Lord he has for you in that day where that judgment is going to come upon you, man. That's why we fear the Lord, man, because we don't want to end up on that wrong side of judgment where the Lord is going to, unleash all hell upon this earth, man, because when the scriptures talk about, the time of Jacob's trouble, all right, it's going to be all out hell for Jake, and so you don't want to be caught up in that, man. So that's why we preach this word. Scripture tell you through the terror of the Most High, we persuade men, because we don't want to end up on the wrong side of that sword in the hands of the living power, man. Matter of fact, that's a precept, Let's see. Because scripture say it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power. All right, Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Why? Because Yahweh is the king of terrors, man. All right, he has the power to do whatever he pleases with your spirit, man. So you don't want to you don't want to fall into that lot of judgment for the 2/3, man, because the Lord has all different type of deaths and torture for the wicked, man. All right. This is Sirach chapter 40 verse 9. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. All right. And so these different variations of the sword is what the Most High is going to use to bring judgment upon the wicked, and the wicked mainly being 2/3 of you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. All right, all these great things that's about to happen during the time of Jacob's trouble, all the way up until the missiles, is all designed for your wickedness. And that also goes into the heathen as well, man. But focusing mainly on you Jakes, man. All right, the different variations of death is gonna come upon you, man. All right, and to go into further detail, get this in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 15, verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as for death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword, and such as to the famine, and such as for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. All right. So the Lord has the appointed death for each and every spirit that he has sanctioned for judgment. All right. And however horrific that death is, man, all right, that's sanctioned for that specific individual, man. So this is why it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man, because the Most High, aka the King of Terrors, all right, he will put you in the most terrifying situation to bring forth judgment upon you, man. This is why you should fear Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right. And I'm going to end it with this. Job 19 and 29. Be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword, that ye may know there is a judgment. All right. So be afraid of the sword, because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah is not to be played with, man. All right. And these people have forgotten how fearful Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is, man. All right, because you can go through all the different accounts in the Old Testament and just read about how Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai was putting people to death left and right, man. All right, when you actually look it up, the Lord did more killing than he did delivering in the Old Testament, man. But because the Lord, has let has eased up, so to say, on how it was back in the day, man. All right, the scripture tell you that the judgment is slack here, that these people have forgotten the fear of the Lord, man. All right, so when the Lord starts to turn that knob back up and show the world who he is again, man, and give you a harsh reminder, these people gonna know in that day that the Lord is a power to be feared and not to be played with, man. All right, the brothers just sent a video in the group chat. You got Jake out here rapping that he wants to fight Yahweh Shah when he returns, man. That type of wickedness is the exact reason why the Lord's gonna fuck up 2/3, man. All right. So that being one of many examples of that, man. So this is not a game. The Lord's not nothing to be played with, man. And you should fear him, because through the sword is how you gonna know judgment, and through the sword is how you gonna remember the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah before he takes your soul out this body and sends you back to the spirit world, man. So this is a horrific thing to the wicked. All right. So this is why we go out here and preach this word, so that we don't end up on the wrong side of that judgment. So with that being said, hey, fear the Lord, man. All right. I'm gonna close this out. I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kwakwadash. Double honor to my apostle elders, the great millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom.